Hello everyone and welcome back to a new update video. As you can already tell from the way it's starting off, I have a lot to talk about. Well, I think it's good to start with the thing that's sticking out like a sore thumb. I'm videoing this late January, so I'm going to upload this on the 1st of February I think. And I picked up this wee machine yesterday, today of me filming this. It's a wee Electrolux EW806F, stupidly rare machine to the point where there isn't actually any photos of this online. I think this machine was possibly commonly sold as a Tricity Bendix, so it was. I don't think like this very exact same one was a Tricity Bendix, but I know that the Tricity Bendix ones definitely had the same style as some of them, particularly like the AW1053. This wee machine, I'm guessing it must be about 30-year-old, so it is. It's not in the prettiest of conditions. But outside it's pretty much almost fine. It's just that it's got a wee bit of rust on it, which will be no bother at all. But it does have a bearing issue, so it does. The drum is starting to go on it, and it is quite stinky, so it is. So that'll be our next big project. I decided to get this because my nanny and granda had an Electrolux before they got the Beko WTG 6 kilo crap thing. If you were on my Instagram, you'll know the machine that I'm talking about. The Beko WTG Ming. I never filmed it, but I did get a photo of it. And that's going on to a thing about Instagram archives. I'm gonna come into my shed because I'm such a shy person, and I think it's possible that neighbours could come out at some point. So I'm really gonna do a lot of the video like this. I have taken the back off it, so I have you can see the belt's actually quite rusted. The bearing is leaking a tiny bit, so it is. So yeah, that's gonna be needing to be changed. So it is. I wanna try and see. But yeah, I'll need to change that quite soon, so I will. But yeah, you can kind of hear it. The drum is loose on it, but it hasn't it isn't at a point where I couldn't use it. But yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be some project. I was very scared that was gonna be the case, or the bearing was going on it, but. And then, of course, whenever I got it home and decided to have the courage to check it, that's whenever, yeah, my worst nightmare came true. There's the model number of it. If you're able to date it, let me know. I'm sure I'll probably, once I get the top off, there might be a few dates on things like the drawer and stuff. I'm guessing that this was made in the 90s, so I am. But it'll be interesting to know, so it will. I think, yeah, so I said about Instagram archives, and I'm going to be posting about it a lot over the bit. I think, so my Instagram's been inactive for nearly a year now, which is quite such a shock at how fast time has went by, like. But I think, so I'm going to completely deactivate my Instagram account, which was something back last year I said I wasn't going to do. But I don't want everything from my Instagram to all be lost. So I'm doing an Instagram archives thing where I upload like all of my posts and stories to YouTube. And the biggest thing I want to ask about that is that I've noticed, so I'm screen recording basically all of my stories, and I'm gonna compile them into like a yearly thing. So we'll have like a 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 video of like all my stories from that year. And I'm also gonna have like different things for like the highlights, as I highlighted nearly every story on my thing and put them into like their own machines, you know, own individual machines. So I did say like there'd be like a couple of Beko WTG playlists, a Krita playlist, and I think, yeah, so like the Krita and the Amiga here, I think are like the only machines that that were here whenever I had Instagram, which is quite funny. Sorry, who knows? I'm still a bit loaded with the cold at the time of me filming this, but it's starting to go away now, thankfully. In a lot of the candy videos, I had the coughing fits during them. But basically while I was doing, you know, the yearly thing, I noticed that a lot of my Instagram, you know, definitely wasn't just made up by myself, it was actually users who made up the Instagram. So it was, and I noticed like on my stories and stuff, about half of my stories was actually stuff that I'd very kindly been tagged in. Like whether it was slow-mos, different videos, and stuff like that. You know, like just every general videos from other users, and I thought that was quite nice. And it's something I really want to include in the video. But I of course totally understand that at the end of the day, it's technically not my content. So it isn't. So if you tagged me in anything over the years and you don't want it in the video, in the Instagram archives video, please let me know. I will definitely put up posts about it, probably multiple times, and maybe once or twice on Instagram, just to like make you all aware about it, because I don't want it to be uploaded and then, you know, maybe I've included someone's stuff and then they're a wee bit upset about that. Because like I totally understand, I don't like it myself whenever someone steals content and doesn't give credit. A thing about that like is that with me being inactive for a year, I think it's possible that names have changed on Instagram too. And with it being YouTube as well, it's possible I know your Instagram and not YouTube. With the Instagram stories though, it's quite kind and it gives the name of the person who uploaded it. So hopefully for everyone that would be enough for credit. You know, I'm kind of looking at that and I'm thinking like, oh, maybe that's not great, but I feel like it's probably the best I could do. As it wouldn't be fair for me to like tag like 30 users and then miss out a couple and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I think that's definitely something I really want to do, because like I said, it's all users who made up the Instagram, so it is big time. Yeah, so I think at the moment I have it planned that will come out over the month of April. I'm doing very well with my video scheduling. At the time of you seeing this, we would have had Asko week done, which I never talked about, which took place in the last week of January. The Asko is currently inside the house, as we know, and as you would have seen, the Miele is out here. So it is, I haven't got round to using the Miele yet. I think I have scraped the Miele a wee tiny bit at the side, but it doesn't really matter, so it doesn't, it's outside in the shed. As long as it works, that's the main thing. But yeah, Asko's inside machine now, it's going good. Although I did turn off the 3D sensor yesterday. So I noticed that inside, for some reason, it seems to like limit the spin a good bit more than what it was out here. Maybe it's just because of the fact that I'm using it a lot. Whereas like obviously outside you have such a range of machines to use. It's definitely not as bad as the first generation still, so it isn't. But it was just something I noticed and I decided to turn it off and see what exactly happens with that. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't particularly want to turn off the 3D sensor too much, but yeah, I decided to in the end. Right past Adam, I'm gonna stop you right there, because we've had quite a bit of a change whenever it came to the Asko situation, and the fact that the Asko isn't inside anymore. The Asko went outside and the Beko WTL came in. I'm filming this on January the 31st. one day before the update video is uploaded and made public. I've already done this update part the other day just before I brought this in, and I've decided that I wasn't really too happy with it. So I'm redoing it again a few days later with this machine inside. The Asko, long story short, did not work out inside at all, so it didn't. You may remember a post that I put up a few days ago, a community post about the washing machine spin limiting constantly. Well, that was the Asko, so it was. I know quite a few people thought it was either the Candy or the Grundig, but I never even thought about that. I just put the photo there just so that there was a photo. So I did. It wasn't any of them. It was the Asko, which I was very shocked about. Whenever it was inside, it was like a completely different machine. It really was not good. So it wasn't. It was just the spin. The spin let it down big time. So it did. As we know, the Asko style, it's an 1800 spin washing machine. But inside the house, I'm not joking, you were lucky if you got over 1,000 RPM. So you were, that's how bad it was with its spin. Sorry, it was just running lovely. But yeah, the spinning was the main thing that got the whole thing down. So it did. So after that happened, I decided, right, I've kind of had it with really expensive machines. I'm going to go back to my cheap and simple, whack it on, let it do the rest, machines, such as this. I've had this in I literally only brought it in yesterday. I have ramps for my shed now, which is lovely. Well, to get them up one step, it's still something, so it is. So it means that getting machines in and out of the shed is a heck of a lot easier, so it is. That doesn't mean, hopefully, that I'm going to swap machines about every 2 weeks because that ain't happening. I just could not stick the Asko in here at all. It was really doing my head in. Which of course is quite sad because I get on so well with the ones who made the washing machine. But yeah, the spinning needs sorted big time. So it does. But yeah, I've had this machine in. So I have, the wash count I think is very low on it, which is quite funny. Yeah, there you go. I've only done 20 washes in it. I'd only done 15 outside in the shed. And then I had the month where the Candy integrated was in front of this and I couldn't use it. And then, of course, now I've ended up bringing it inside. But yeah, what a difference. Big difference already. My go-to is typically Cotton's Fast, or sometimes I do Cotton's Normal. This one also only adds on around 40 to 50 minutes if it takes a full load, which is absolutely lovely. It adds on less time than the AquaTechs. So it does, I think, about 40 minutes less time. So it does, and it has old proper Beko programming too. So yeah, it just gets on with it. So it doesn't faff about at all. You stick it on and it does what it needs to do. It's absolutely lovely, so it is. I really don't know myself. I think the solid flooring was making the difference with the Asko. I definitely spun a heck of a lot better in the shed. I'm crossing my fingers that it will go back to spinning like that whenever I use it again outside. I haven't used it yet, so I have it at the very back of my shed. I'm currently debating on whether to put it in the corner or not, so I give my other machines a bit of use and give it a bit of a break. But yeah. So yeah, I think it just didn't work well on this flooring, so it didn't. Sometimes it was the 3D sensor, sometimes it was just it taking too long and then doing a really short spin because the balancing on it works in a way where if it takes too long to balance, it will swap to this short spin that can only go to 1200. And it's a lot shorter, so it is, I think in total it So the main spin is around about 10 minutes, whereas the short one's only around about 4. It does a fast ramp up to whatever speed it wants to do, and then um, holds for about 2 minutes and then slows back down. But yeah, so yeah, that was really doing my head in, so it was big time. It just wasn't fun with the 1000 RPM, 800 RPM spins. And then if you respun it, the chances were that it would just limit again. It was quite annoying. So it was, but yeah. Yeah, I genuinely, I couldn't get it out of the kitchen quick enough, I'm not joking. So it wasn't long after I brought it in where I thought this isn't working for me. So yeah, that's outside. I have access to my LG now and my Creta again, so I do. So definitely want to get them filmed. I've unfortunately damaged quite a few of my machines at the top. This machine I've had a tumble dryer dancing on top of it while I've been fixing it, so I've basically been turning the tumble dryer around on top of the machine with nothing covering the machine. So it's very badly scratched, as you can see at some points. And then I done this damage to it yesterday or the day before because I was moving my AquaTech. We're at the process now where I'm able to build my AquaTech. I'm actually going to build 2 of them. So I am going to build basically like a used machine, and then I'm going to build one completely from scratch. And that'll be so much fun. But yeah, I'm at the process. I'm only building the used one now, so I am. I was originally going to turn the used one into a WX model, the Curry's exclusive model, like my cousin's one. But we've kind of changed that plan, so it's going to have... So the used one that I got from the second-hand shop, that actual machine is going to have the chrome drawer, so it is, and the dark dial. But it's going to have the Curry's AquaTech door. So it is. It means that we can see in. I don't like the tinted door, so I don't. And the tinted door is really badly damaged anyway from how much the drum was hitting the door glass. So yeah, another thing that I didn't mention in this update video that I'll go back to is that all my comments have been turned back on. There have been a few comments, I can't lie, where I've really badly gripped my teeth and thought, why on earth have I turned these back on? Again, my mental health's not good, so it's not. But at the same time, I did want to have the comments on, as it means that you can chat amongst each other and give your thoughts on the video. You know, even if there's times where I feel like, oh, I really want to turn them back off, I'm hoping... There's definitely that part of me that's hoping that I don't, and I just leave them on and just ignore them, getting on with my everyday life. Yeah, it's mainly just, you know, the comments of like moaning and stuff I don't like. But there's a lot of kind generalized comments, and I appreciate them. But yeah, so that's turned on. So it is, so that's nice. But yeah, I think that's the main thing. Yeah, Asko went bye-bye and cheaper is better for me. Yeah, don't let if a £280 washing machine works better for you than a £2,000 one, then it's absolutely okay at the end of the day. That's definitely how I feel about this wee one. So it is. Dearer isn't always better. But of course, the Asko is always going to be a very, very, very unique wash machine. Definitely, it's just got such a unique build to it and such a unique, you know, control and all. It's, you know, it's definitely very good in that sense. But yeah, I'm really crossing my fingers that it'll spin okay and whenever it's back in the shed. But yeah, done 4 washes in this and it's gone absolutely lovely. And I think I'm crossing my fingers, WTG might have the semi-matching dryer with it, as the house that it's in, their tumble dryer is packed in after 2 years of use. Hot point timer model condenser. It's tripping the electrics, so it is. So I'm hopefully, if everything goes to plan, I get the Beko back together. I have my aunt's old one, so I think I showed it in the video of where I had the candy integrated and first showed off this. But yeah, I'm hoping that I get that back together and it's running smoothly, and then I can send that off to its new home quick. Yeah, it'd be so lovely to have a matching Beko set there too. For the WTG, even though that obviously it matches the Curry's model, but it doesn't really matter. Um, but yeah, that's basically everything from Future Adam. So I'm going to pass it on to Past Adam now. Um, I think this is going to be a bit of a sad one, and it was something that I was a wee bit worried about doing. But over the past few across the past week, pretty much, I've been having to think about it, and both of the Grundigs are going to be scrapped. The dryer will be scrapped, and unfortunately, so will the washing machine. I was really looking forward to try out this machine, so I was very much so, and I got to use it a wee bit. But the machine is just a bit of a nightmare. So it is in the end. I have got a lot of stuff stacked on top of it, but the machine is really glitchy, and I stuck a new door seal on it because I tried to get the drum light to work, so I did. And I done some modifications to the bracket to get a different drum light in it, and it works fine with different drum lights, so it does. At least it's meant to. But like if I show you, I'll move this out of the way. Sorry. I don't really have much room. That's a big thing as well. So this is like the AquaTech's old drum light, so it is. I guess I can over here for a second. If microphone will work okay. Oops. Maybe not. Maybe. Okay. So this is our board here. This is our wee wire. Because I'm going to show this with the machine like disconnected. But if I plug in like even like this broken drum light, for example, the original one, and I just plug it in like so to that, and I'll move this up here, so you can kind of see okay. I know it's in bits, like, and I probably shouldn't really turn it on whenever it's in bits, but we see. So whenever the drum light's connected, it does this. These are like the glitchiest machines on the market, without a doubt. You see, on off, on off, on off. It just keeps on going on and off, on and off, on and off. So it does, and that's my Asko. Oh no, it's not, it's my dad doing dishes. But like, you see? Like, what? Like, you see what I mean? It's just so glitchy. So I was changing this door seal, so I wasn't in the end. I was gonna make it so that I didn't have the drum light on it. But the stupid bands are terrible on these machines. It's like Beko have made them as if they're like too small, and that's, you can maybe kind of see. Let's see, maybe. Oh no, it's not there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that to do its thing. Be stupid. The band is somewhere on the floor. It reminded me of Hot Points one, so it did. Wherever it is. I don't know where it is. But basically, whenever I was changing this door seal, so it's like the bands are too small. I had the front off whenever I was doing the whole machine clean and stuff. I'm gonna turn that off now, stupid thing. It might still glitch whenever it's off. Yep, it is. There we go. You can see how much of a mess these machines are. So you can, don't think it's, yes, there you go. But yeah, so like every single drum light, if the drum light's disconnected, it works completely fine. But if any drum light's put on it, it goes like that. So basically, so I was saying about the band. So I was putting the band on, and the bands are obviously stupidly tight, as they have to be. But it's like the Beko ones don't stretch properly, so they don't. And so I had this band, and I found out that the best way to do it was to put the band at the bottom and pull it up to the top. So while I'm pulling this big spring band, the thing decides to snap, doesn't it? So the thing snapped, hit me up a finger. Yeah, you can see the damage there. It was very sore. Like, that was a good 3 or 4 days ago. So it was. And yeah, so I think after that happened, I was kind of like really having to think about it to myself. In the end, I've just decided pretty much I'd rather strip the machine for parts. As the more parts I have to build up my old as gold AquaTech, the better. So yeah, it's just really not for me, so it's not. I've definitely done quite a bit to get it working. I can't use the machine without its band, so I can't find where to buy them. So I had a wee look, can't find anything. And it's taking up space, and I feel like it would just suit me a lot better to, just take it for parts. Yeah, bit disappointed in myself, so I am, because I was looking forward to using it and stuff. But at the same time, it has the same programming as the B Pro 500, so it's a bit terrible. I don't like the free tumble rinses that it does on cottons. I unfortunately didn't get to try out the fiber capture cycles, but there's that. Bit sad. There we go. Yeah, the gap in the door seal is also a bit crazy too with the old door seal. I got one full cycle video done this on cotton 60, so I also got a few videos of it washing in a wash day video. But in the cotton 60 cycle, the full length one, the gap in that door seal was so big that a towel nearly got jammed in it whenever I was balancing for a spin. So like, that gives you an idea. So yeah, so I'm gonna strip this down and all today. So I take a few wee bits and bobs. There's that part of me that's actually hoping that the capacitor, not the capacitor, but maybe the mains plug on that, I could maybe use on this. So we'll just see what happens. So yeah, that's pretty much the update. So the month of February is going to be the Candy and Hoover month. All the Candy integrated videos and Hoover H4700 videos will be out during February, so they will. And then I think March is going to be the month of Miele. Haven't entirely decided yet. I feel pretty confident in that. And then April I might have like a wee machine in it, and mainly Instagram archives, which I'm hoping I'll have all the videos sorted by then. But probably whenever it gets to about mid-February or March, I'll start doing my posts about me, including, stuff that's been tagged in. It won't be like I'm going like through every single person's like Instagram page, flipping sharing it all to my channel. It's just the stuff that I was tagged in. So it made up a massive part of the Instagram, so it did. The wee door in that Electrolux, the drumming all so tiny on it, it's so funny. Yeah, I can't wait to try that out. I'm just hoping I can get it fixed. So the drawer and stuff is quite stiff on it because it is quite dirty and quite old too. So it is. So yeah, but hopefully we'll get it fixed. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's the update. So scrap. I'll get the LG. I really want to get the LG moved to the front, Miele to the middle there, and then maybe Beko to the middle over here. And then it means that I can finally use the LG after a few months. I haven't had the door closed the whole time, so I just had it closed quite recently. So I had the same with that week Rita. I hope to use that too. Although a part of me is thinking about selling on the Krita set so I get some space, but if that comes to be the case, then I'll definitely be using it a lot and filming it and stuff. But yeah, we'll just see, as it's so nice having a wee timer machine. So it is an electronic, it's really unique. But yeah, that's the gist of everything. Thank you all so much for watching this update video. Yeah, goodbye everyone.